Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name's Angela, and today I'm going to be sewing a jean hem on 3 different industrial machines and a domestic one. I recently bought a domestic machine because I had to do some zigzag stitching, and I thought, I wonder if it'll sew a proper jean hem without breaking a needle or skipping stitches. So I thought I'll make a little video about it. If you're curious about sewing machines or you want to start a sewing business, watch till the very end where I'll compare all 4. I'll be using these offcuts from a pair of jeans, this cone of gold jean thread on the first industrial machine, this cone of darker gold jean thread on the second and third industrial machine, and this little spool of jean thread on the domestic one. Now to sew a jean hem, you need to turn the fabric twice like this. On the inside of these pieces, you have 2 different seams. First, you have a plain seam here that's been stitched through both layers and then overlocked or serged on the edge. Push it to one side and now you've got 3 layers. When you turn it once, you now have 6 layers. Turn it again, and now you've got 9 layers that the needle has to sew through. On the other side, we've got what's called a flat fell seam. That means the 2 pieces are sewn together like this. It's a really strong seam, but it does have 4 layers there. So when you turn it once, you now have 8 layers, turn it again, and now you have 12 layers that the needle has to stitch through. So it is pretty thick. For my industrial machines, I'm going to be using a size 14 needle for the first machine, and then size 16 needles for the second and third machine. The first industrial machine I'm going to use is this Brother S7200A 403. It's a direct drive lock stitch machine. It's low noise and low vibration. Some of its automatic features include auto thread cutter and auto back tack. It's good for light to medium weight materials. It's got the bobbin winder on top, and it can do up to 4,500 stitches per minute. It has a compact motor located underneath the table. So we'll start by sewing on the plain seam side. We'll turn about 1/2 inch once and turn again. You can see the presser foot lifts nice and high. As I get closer to this thicker seam, I like to just give it a bit of a tap with my little hammer. Also, when you get close, the presser foot's going to want to push this. So you're going to really have to hold on to it and maneuver it a bit. Lift your foot and just try to push that under. Okay, so it sewed it without any problem. The next industrial machine I'm going to use is this Brother S1000A5. It's a heavier industrial machine than the last one. It's good for medium to heavyweight fabrics such as denim, canvas, upholstery fabrics, and leather. It doesn't have any automatic features. It has the bobbin winder on the side, and this can do up to 3,500 stitches per minute. This also has a compact motor located underneath the table. If we take a look at the presser foot and the feed dogs, it's a lot chunkier than the first industrial machine. Okay, so I'm going to sew the other side of this offcut. Because this is a heavier machine, I use this machine exclusively to do all my jean hems. You can even hear that it's got a little bit more bite to it. Again, no problem sewing that hem. The last industrial machine I'm going to use is this typical GCO 302. It's a walking foot machine made to sew medium to heavyweight fabrics such as canvas, upholstery fabric, and leather. It has a top feed walking foot and a bottom feed system that produces a nice even stitch. It also does a long stitch up to 5/16 of an inch or 8 millimeters. It also sews up to 1800 stitches per minute. I use this machine for all of my leather work. This machine has a larger clutch motor under the table. I'll just show you how this foot walks. So the top foot lifts and pulls the fabric back with the feed dogs, and then does it again. Okay, get ready. This is the loudest of my machines. Okay, so we'll start from that seam again. Okay, no problem sewing that either. Now, just real quick, are you getting value from this video? If so, could you do me a quick favor and give me a thumbs up and even consider subscribing so you never miss any of my videos? Thank you so much. Now let's get back to it. The last machine I'm going to use is my Singer Domestic Heavy Duty 4411. This machine has a top speed of 1100 stitches per minute. I'm going to test it out with 2 different domestic feet. Now I've already installed a size 16 G needle, and I'm going to swap the basic presser foot with a clear 1/4 inch foot with red markings. Okay, let's lift our presser foot, and again we'll start on the plain seam. What's nice about this machine is you can actually lift this presser foot up even higher. Okay, so I'm going to use the red mark on the left side as a guide for the fold of the hem. Just move it a little bit more. Now I'm not going to tap with my hammer on my domestic machine, so I'm going to go nice and slow over this thick seam coming up. I don't want to break my needle, and I don't want to throw the timing out. So that just reversed on the seam, no problem. Now I'm going to remove this clear foot and replace it with this Singer Domestic Walking Foot attachment. I just want to show you on this scrap piece of fabric how this foot walks. So what I want to do now is stitch right beside that first line with this new walking foot and see if there's any difference. So we're coming up to that thick seam again. Go slowly. still hear it struggling a bit, but it was definitely a little bit easier than the Clearfoot. And back tacking. Okay, let's have a look at these hems. Now the first offcut was sewn by the two industrial machines. You can see the stitching looks pretty good. Both machines went through the plain seam no problem and back tacked there. Both machines went through that thick flat fell seam no problem. Stitches are even. The stitching looks good from the bobbin side as well. On the second offcut, this side was sewn by the walking foot and this side by the domestic machine. Both machines went through the denim no problem. The stitching's even. On this side you can see the walking foot sewed the thick seam evenly. And on the other side, the domestic machine sewed through it. It just struggled a little bit and there's some uneven stitching there. It just went a little smaller. But I'm just amazed it went through all those layers without breaking a needle or throwing off the timing. It's sewed and back tacked through the plain seam no problem. From the bobbin side, all the stitching looks good. Tension looks nice. You can just see that smaller stitching there. So overall, it did really, really well. I'm really quite impressed with this machine. Now for all of the machines, I had to maneuver the thick double seam so that it wouldn't push forward. And the domestic machine certainly didn't have the power or speed like the industrial ones, but it certainly lived up to its name of being a heavy-duty machine. It really did a great job. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until next time, happy sewing!